Hello everyone, I am Kirill, game designer and founder of Other Side Worlds, and I'm making this video to support Amplify creations by demonstrating shaders we've made with their shader editor, this one. So, without going into details, this is the level we are making for Paul Ruas from Game Rake, who is developing the horror game. It takes place in 2035 and has the setting of sci-fi slash death metal slash steampunk even, and our goal was to create a gloomy and atmospheric level with this deterioration, weathered metal, rust, and all other stuff that you can actually create simply in Substance Painter, for example, or any other 3D texturing tool that supports PBR. But here something unique happens with shaders from Shader Editor. Firstly, Paul wanted to have this flash, and you can vertex paint with this flash. It actually moves, breathes, and there is even another layer of it which I will demonstrate in a minute, and you can vertex paint any vertex with this. Another variant of this shader supports vertex motion, so this creature is not animated apart from applying some force to its head. So this motion is made by vertices, and you can animate this because it supports skinned renderer without problem. And also this shader supports baking light, so it even is less than 16 texture samples. Now let me come here and demonstrate the vertex paint. I will first demonstrate the red one. Yeah. Then I will demonstrate the green channel. It has another meat that also moves, right? And with proper combination of red and green, you can even make a transition, like here. And if you decrease the green, you can have the red channel meat going on the edge of green channel meat. Also, it supports the rust, but I have very low power of it at the moment, although I can tweak it, since this shader is all about this customization. Lots of materials, dirt removal, this particular texture doesn't have this color, and it also has not a third color. I will show it in a second. Rust using AO or just going where you vertex paint it. The meat has its customization. You can see there the dark lines showing the contrasts, the animation, and such. Another thing about this shader, which is also great, is the amount of models you can put there. Here is one set, and it all shares one material, of 2K resolution. See, I'm changing one color and all these models are changed, and it all uses one global ID and AO and curvature, which is of a 2K resolution, and details that are also of 2K resolution, the mask and the normals. But the details are shared between all these materials, so actually one set of material can be textured with only one unique mask. You can imagine how amazing it is to have all this facility in just 5 materials. Here are 5 sets of materials, and then I have these variations that just change the colors, and I also have the floor. So it's total 5 materials on the models and 1 materials on floors, salients, and so on. Great stuff, supports emission, very variable, and flash, rust, and even you can have here the settings for each weathering. And here is the each metal. Highly customizable, great shader, and the great thing is that just without programming you can create this shader with Amplify Shader Editor. It takes time to master, but no programmer needed. Tech artists can make this without knowing any syntaxes. Another thing I wanted to demonstrate is this glass. We'll first go and paint it with scratches, with another scratches, I guess. Yeah, you can see this. I can make them a little bit brighter, color add, and we'll reverse it because we don't need it very bright. The some dust, I don't know, and black color, toggle alpha, another rust. So here is some like dust, and here is the rust. We can make the wall of glass, and it will have very unrepeatable texturing with a simple shader which even doesn't require precise UV mapping. It has just to have UVs. I will cancel without saving because I don't need this particular glass to be painted. I wanted just to demonstrate one more thing about it, the distortion. Quite nice thing that is also created with this shader without very difficult thing. Last but not least, this shader actually supports shadow receiving. So here is the source of light, here is the glass, and you can see that the upper side of it is highlighted while the lower one is darker, because it supports receiving shadows which you cannot achieve with ordinary transparent shaders in deferred lighting. Okay, we'll first show the another scene which demonstrates that you can also bake some details from high poly to low poly. This requires 2K resolution or 1K resolution material on each plate, so it is not so economy shader, but still supports this meat. You can make this hard hard surfaces, so everything here is hard edges, but looks like bevel. Emission, some proper light receiving. You can bake static light if you want. So yeah, pretty cool shader. And last thing would be this one. I have load manager switched off, so I can demonstrate another one. This is also for Paul from Game Rake. Another setting in the same game. Also gloomy, also horror, and has emissions. Is quite unrepetitive, so you can see these plates are changing colors, because actually this global color mask repeats only each 5 tiles. Let me go faster. Just to show you the whole scene. Everything you can see is painted with shaders we created with the Amplify Creations Shader Editor, and it also has this vertex paint. If I selected the proper thing, I guess I did. Probably will have to increase the size. Yeah, here is the damage. Here is the sand, and the blue channel also gives the smoothness, but you cannot see it without the lighting. I can combine green and some red to make this these cracks filled with the sand. Looks amazing, looks unrepetitive. Also the runes with displacement, this is actually just a decal, it's not some geometry. Let me find this place. Yeah, here it is. Probably I need to make my character higher. The runes, they are glowing with a triplanar motion of mask. So even if I put like several of these runes together, I will have some variation. Yeah, and you see that I have here the slope, so I need to make proper alignment, or I just made something wrong with my angles. Yeah. Let's have this, and you can see that the emission as if it swims around all this stuff. So yeah, this was the video in support of Amplify Creations. Amazing tool, amazing developer. We own all of these things. We even use the free fast approximate anti-aliasing, because super sampling is quite expensive. The developer is very responsive. You can say usually they respond in within 24 hours. The stuff we create is great. We are very amazed, and yeah, if you suddenly missed this shader editor and other post-process assets, go ahead and check. It's really worth of it. Okay, hope it helps you, inspires you, and let me know if you have questions, or maybe some ideas on how to even extend this further. And yeah, make great art, make great games. Bye everyone.